This is one of the best Blu-ray releases of 2023, and in this video I'm going to talk about why I think Todd Browning's Sideshow Shockers from the Criterion Collection is so great. This is a brand new Blu-ray set from Criterion featuring 3 films from Todd Browning, namely one of his most famous films, Freaks, which has such an interesting history, as well as presenting 2 feature films, The Unknown and The Mystic, which were quite hard to see otherwise. On top of that, as well as being available in the US, it has a UK Region B release, and this is it. So it is more widely available to more people, and that is a great thing. So what makes this such an important and great release in my eyes? Well, Todd Browning is one of the finest directors of the period, very famous for making Universal Pictures' Dracula, and he was a filmmaker known for having a particular fascination with the horrific, but also concerning the downtrodden in society, the people who were down on their luck, who were misfits, outsiders. And it is that notion of the outsiders which features prominently in the 3 films in this Blu-ray set. The film Freaks features various characters with different physical disabilities, and they are the centre of this circus troupe. And in the story they are being manipulated and abused by people who are not like them and just want to use them for fame, fortune, etc. And the history of this film is a bit complicated because of the nature of these characters. Initially on release it was seen as quite horrific. People didn't want to look at these characters with their disabilities, and this was really played up as a horror film. Now this was pre-Hays Code, meaning there wasn't much censorship in filmmaking at the time, so you could pretty much do whatever you wanted. And just a few years later, the likes of Freaks was never to be seen in Hollywood again. Even today there is sort of a moral question about whether it's ethical to watch this film, because people believed that these actors playing these disabled characters were exploited, manipulated in the making of this film. Which from what I gather is not necessarily true, that is just something that people assume. Freaks is not a documentary, this is a Hollywood fiction film, a melodrama, a very well done film, and in fact Todd Browning and the filmmakers show such compassion for these people, for these characters. Much like the story of Frankenstein, which would be popular in the 30s due to James Whale's Universal adaptation, it really shines a light on who is the monster here, and it's not what you might think at first glance. So given the history of the film and the attitudes towards it that last to this day, I wasn't sure we would ever see Freaks on a Blu-ray. But here we see it in a 2K restoration, sourced from a few different sources, including a dupe of a negative. This means we have it in very good quality, and certainly the best way to watch this film. Now, like many people, I imagine you would be coming to this set for Freaks and Freaks alone. However, you should come for Freaks but stay for The Unknown and The Mystic, because within those 2 films you will find some great cinematic treasures. Todd Browning really showing just his skill, his finesse in directing. The Unknown is a sort of love story, again focusing on performers who are on the outskirts of society. We see Lon Chaney playing a man with no arms who is able to perform by doing such things as throwing knives with his feet towards the target of Joan Crawford. She is the star of the show and the daughter of the circus troupe leader, whilst also being the target of affection from 2 characters in the film who are vying for her love. Now this is a silent film from the 1920s, whereas Freaks is a film with sound. However, even if you're not someone familiar with silent cinema, The Unknown is absolutely phenomenal, with some real twists and turns and just really great storytelling. Similarly, The Mystic focuses on some performers who are more of the kind of criminal side of things, who are trying to con money and wealth out of unsuspecting people. They put on this show for people where they say that they can speak with the afterlife, and it's through this that they win people over and con them out of their wealth. This is a story that we have seen in cinema after this, in such things as Nightmare Alley, questioning the morality of these fraudsters who, as we would expect, eventually get what's coming to them. The Mystic is another silent film, but again, even if you're not a fan of silent films, please give this one a go, because it is just so well made. Alongside those great 2K restorations of all three films, we have a number of great special features. There's multiple commentaries here. There's a great essay in the booklet that's included inside here. And it's worth noting that all three of these films are on the shorter end of feature length, being between 60 and 70 minutes long. So they're perfect for those times when you don't quite want to sit down and watch a whole film. I really do think this is one of the finest releases of the year, not just from Criterion, but from the whole industry. And I do hope that you will agree with that. This isn't just some re-release of films that are already widely available. I, hand on heart, never expected Criterion to release this sort of thing, and I'm so glad that they did, and they've given it the care and the attention that it deserves. I also really like the artwork and the packaging. It's very well designed. So if you do want to pick this up, I'll include some purchasing links in the description down below. If you use those, it helps support this channel at no additional cost to you. So thanks very much. If you would like some more Criterion Collection recommendations from me, then just click the video that's on screen right now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.